So, welcome everybody to tonight's Salad in a Jar, zooming in from wherever you are. Presume everybody's in the UK, but might not be, don't know. I hope you've all had a great weekend. My name's Chloe. Those of you that don't know me, I'm the founder of the B Plan, and been running Salad in a Jars now for about, I don't know, 5 years or so. Used to do them at home sometimes, but online is obviously great if you're not local. The B Plan is a business that I founded 8 years ago. A few of us on the call are part of the community in terms of the partners, and got some lovely clients on here as well. So what the B Plan is all about being healthier, happier, wealthier, and part of a community, all about inspiring healthy living around the world. How we do that is through things like this. So we're all about simple health hacks. Everyone's very, very busy in today's world, and it's all about trying to maximize our nutrition to really help us thrive. We work with fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I've been using them for 11 years, but these essentially, I'll show you what they look like, but they're absolutely incredible. 10 fruits, 10 veggies, 10 berries. Just look like this, very simple, condensed down into a capsule that you take every day. Over 45 published studies on these bad boys. So if you're not on the capsules, why not? And let us know if you'd like to know more about them, because they're an absolute game changer. And the reason the Salads in a Jar came about is we were thinking about how can we get more fruit and veg into people every single day in a really, really simple way. And that's how this came about. And hopefully you've got it all prepped in front of you and you've got an abundance of colour, because variety really is a key to inflammation and disease prevention. The more variety we can get in our diet, the healthier our guts are going to be. So, and then of course, all the different colours determine different things in the body and how they work. So, you know, hopefully you've all got your red cabbage and stuff. You know, the purple foods are absolutely brilliant for your polyphenols, brilliant for your brain, your skin, your hair, things like that. So you really want to be cramming that in. You've got lots of greens there. Greens are very good for detoxifying. So I've got lettuce and spinach, and I've got peas and cucumber and broccoli. You've got your orange foods like your carrots or your peppers and things. Orange foods are great source of vitamin A, very good for lung health, eye health, things like that. If you've got some reds, your reds are great for the heart, your blood, homocysteine, things like that. Yellows make you beautiful. Get your yellows in if you want to be 20 years younger. And then your white foods are amazing for immune health. So, you know, that's why a lot of people eat garlic and things like that. It's very, very good for the immune system. But of course, what's in your red pepper is not what's in your red apple. So it's really important to get that variety. And we know that 30 varieties a week is where we should all be every week with our diet. And on top of that, we want to be doing about 10 portions a day. So of course, when you've got your jars and you're going to cram it in and fill them up, you should be getting a good sort of 4 fist-sized portions in those jars every day turned out on a plate. And if you think we're trying to get to 10, these jars are a brilliant, brilliant way to do that. So yeah, we're just gonna make them up. It's really, really quick. Hopefully this will become a thing. I know a lot of people who've been on the calls now do them religiously every week on a Sunday night. Very, very quick and easy to do. And it just means, like, when you've got the busy week, the kids, business meetings, you can just go into the fridge. It makes you feel healthy as soon as you open it. And then you just stick it on a plate and you're good to go. So what we'll do is we'll start off by making the dressing. So what I tend to do is like a tablespoon per jar of the olive oil, or maybe if you say sort of, I've got 6 jars, so I'm going to do about 300 ml, just under, maybe 250 ml of olive oil. So, you know, you can just do it by guide, but basically your dressing always goes on the bottom. How much am I going to put in? And you just want to layer the bottom of the jar with it, cover the bottom. I'm going to put in whatever's left in this bottle. That's how I'm going to determine the amount tonight. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a bish bash bosh girl. Okay, so I've got 200 ml of olive oil for 6 jars. And then you want to do half that amount of your balsamic. You can make loads of different dressings. You don't have to do the sort of sweetened balsamic one. So I'm going to do 100 ml of the balsamic vinegar, but you can use apple cider vinegar. You can use, I've got a really beautiful one that I get from France. Like red wine vinegar is great, obviously, but what's the one I've got? Oh, nut vinegar is really good. Obviously not if you're allergic to nuts, but I get this one from France and it's lush. They do the mustards and all that stuff. And you can have a play around, but yeah, so I'm doing 200 ml of that and then 100 ml of the vinegar. Can't see. Beth, you're on the call. You're a seasoned pro of salads in a jar. What is your go-to?
My go-to is apple cider vinegar because of the
mother
gut bugs in it. Yeah, but I also sometimes treat myself to putting a bit of honey in there and whole grain mustard.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, honey and mustard's great. Yeah, the whole grain, and then maybe a little bit of Dijon.
And then garlic, lots of garlic. Do you put garlic in your dressing?
No, I don't, but I should. I love garlic. Yeah, Debbie's thumbs up. Debbie's a nutritionist. If she puts garlic in, we should all put garlic in. Shouldn't we, Debbie?
You can leave it. You can leave it in your olive oil bottle sometimes, or just if you make up a jar of dressing and just leave it on the side with the garlic in it, it just confuses. And then next time you use it, it's really garlicky. It's lovely.
That's a brilliant tip, actually. Yeah, if you were like uber organised and going to do these, say, next Sunday, in the morning you could make your dressing, put a couple of garlic cloves sliced in there, leave it, and then when you put the dressings in, you'll have a really nice garlic vinaigrette. Also, just the classic French vinaigrette is just doing the olive oil with a little bit of Dijon and some lemon juice, and apple cider vinegar is really, really good. So just have a play around. I'm going to do a dollop of honey as well in mine to make it sweeter and thicker. So I've probably done about a tablespoon, bearing in mind that's going across 6 jars. So it's minimal, I guess, you know, across. I just like it thicker because then it coats everything really well. And then just give it a really good mix up. And if you just go on like BBC and you just put in homemade dressings, they've got like 20 on there that are like super easy, 4 or 5 ingredients maximum, typically 3. And you'll get like 20 different ones. You can do the you know, Mexican dressings. You can do a Thai sweet chili one with lime and the sweet chili sauce. So you can really have fun and like change it up. It never gets boring with salads in a jar because every mouthful is so different. If you think you've got 10 ingredients or something, every time you take a mouthful, you've got something different. So it's really lovely. Okay, so I've got like a really nice big jug full of my dressing. So now all you're going to do is you're just going to pour it into the bottom of your jar. And just enough that it just coats the bottom and gives you a bit of a, you know, just a good dollop. I'd say maybe a good tablespoon in the bottom. It would have helped if I'd taken the lids off my jars in advance. So yeah, this is something we haven't done salad in a jar for ages because in the winter we tend to switch and do the Asian soup jars, which are really, really popular. It's kind of like Wagamama's in a jar, the healthiest pot noodle on a planet. Nothing processed, all clean and super tasty. And then of course with the Asian soup jars, you can just tip them out and have them as an Asian salad because you add the water on the day you eat them. So it works really well. I've actually got extra dressing, so I might keep some of that and see if I can do another couple of jars. Cool. So you should have all your dressing at the bottom. And then the key to salad in a jar, people are like, how do you put it in a fridge and leave it for a week and it still tastes crunchy? It's all about the way you layer it up. So basically you've got the danger zone at the bottom with the olive oil, right? So you don't want to put your leaves and all your delicates in there because they'll just go all sad and pappy. So what you want to do is put the stuff that's really robust, that's not going to change texture. So I always start with my pulses at the bottom. So I've done really big butter beans because that was what I had, and some lentils. So I'm just going to do, you know, these are like really, this is a really good source of protein as well, having all your lentils and stuff, because on the reset, because we've got our 10-day reset tomorrow, I think there's like over 50 in the WhatsApp group, which is really exciting. So with our reset, we try and avoid the sort of meat and fish. We just try and go more plant-based, and we don't have gluten and stuff. So, you know, lentils and pulses are a really, really good way to get your extra protein. You're going more plant-based. So maybe stick a good few spoonfuls in there to kind of bulk it out and fill up your jars. Now, if anybody's not currently sort of really busy and you're using the capsules or you're part of the B plan already, it would be really nice to like unmute and just share maybe how the B plan's been for you, how long you've been using the products, because we don't just do the capsules, we've also got a clean plant-based protein We've got our Amigas, we've got our energy drink. So anybody that wants to unmute and just share a bit of their journey with healthy living. Imagine everybody's too busy layering up jars.
I will, Chloe.
Oh, go on, I recognise that voice. That's Angela Hudson.
Yay! Hello, team. Yeah, well, I've been using the capsules since last May time, and I started with the fruit and veg. Basically, because HRT didn't work for me, and I needed a bit of research around some other, what's the word I'm looking for? The menopause brains solutions. That's the word I'm looking for. Honestly, I've had a right weekend with me menopause brain. I can't remember any flipping words for anything. I'm amazed that we can remember that we're making salad. So I started with the fruit and veg, and then I've just in the last 3 weeks included the berries and the Amigas. Probably a little bit too early to tell how what the benefits of those are, but I did get actually really poorly just before I started taking those and was on steroids. And then the steroids I only needed for 5 days, and I didn't even need paracetamol after that. So I'm sure that's because I was doubling up on the whole food supplements. But I do quite a lot of training, and I sometimes find that on the 10-day reset or not, I struggle to get in my protein intake for the day. So whilst I track it, obviously the tracking and the apps are only as good as how much you weigh out and all the rest of it. So I know that my protein intake is bang on when I'm not craving sugar and I don't want to snack in between meals. So I've started using the Perform, which I know, yeah, you should use it before or after a workout, but I sometimes have it on a night time before bed. So I get that slow release protein going in, and it helps my muscles recover from the exercise as well. That's got 25 grams of protein in. Now I've only taken that one for 2 weeks, and I haven't had any sugar cravings. I wouldn't say I don't want to eat chocolate, because if I didn't want to eat chocolate, I'd be like no longer human, but I'm not craving it anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that must just be a really good thing. So I'm putting it down to the Perform, which actually tastes really nice as well. It doesn't taste proteiny or chemically.
It's awesome. And I know the capsules have really helped with your menopause symptoms and stuff as well.
I haven't got any menopause symptoms anymore, and I had a fair few of them. And I also looked like I was 5 months pregnant. I don't, and I definitely wasn't pregnant. I don't look pregnant at all anymore. And all the symptoms that I was having have gone. I sometimes still forget my words, but I don't know if that's an age thing as well.
Yeah, and working full time, Angela, and training and all that stuff, I'd imagine as well. Thank you so much for sharing, darling. It's amazing. And I love that the journey is always evolving. Now you're using the berries and you're using the Perform and things like that, because obviously protein is so important to us ladies as we age, especially post 40. And
that's the thing about all the stuff that we have. You don't have to, you just have to work out what you need in your life at that particular time. You can totally, you can just totally adapt it as you're going through to fit whatever you need.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, adaptation and being as healthy as we can, which is fab in a very busy world and rather toxic world as well. And that's why, it's now 10 portions a day, not 5. We're really antiquated in this country with 5 a day. We're the only country in the world to say 5 a day. It is 10. They're going to start pushing it towards 12 portions a day, simply due to the toxic load we're all under. So with that, plus the 30 varieties, it's very tough. And that's why we use the capsules as a supplement to a healthy diet. So guys, you should have all your dressing at the bottom, then your pulses. Then I've done peas and sweet corn, or you could do the carrot or the red cabbage. So the things that are quite solid, red cabbage is not going to go weird sitting in dressing, whereas your delicate tomatoes, your cucumber, and your lettuces and stuff will. So layer them up, make them like a traffic light of all different colours, but go for the really robust stuff at the bottom. So yeah, I've done the peas and sweet corn, and I've got some diced carrot. So I'm going to put that in because I want it all to be colourful and pretty. And then I've got some raw broccoli florets. So I'm going to put those in next. Oh no, I'll probably do the red cabbage actually, because that's just looks so pretty against the orange carrot. Because, it's nice to have something that looks pretty. If you're like me, you'll probably take a photo of it and brag about how healthy and colourful your lunch is. And like I said, every time you open the fridge, when you've got your 5 jars in there, it literally, you know, when you open it, it's like, oh, you just feel very good.
You put herbs in yours because herbs are really good, aren't they?
Yeah, I've actually got some coriander in the fridge, so yes, and I've got parsley on my tower. Parsley's like, apparently, I read somewhere, it's the most nutrient dense plant food on the planet.
Really?
So in terms of nutrients, vitamins and minerals, if you think there's 400 in an apple, and what we're trying to do with the capsules is give you all the, well, as many of the 100,000 nutrients available on the planet in plant food. You think parsley is way more than 400, which is kind of insane.
I think
So
parsley's
really-
in the I think we've got parsley in the veggie ones, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. So definitely get, yeah, I'll have a look on the label.
Yeah.
Yes,
Parsley in the
Yeah.
veggie ones.
yeah, so we've got parsley in our capsules, we've got garlic in our capsules, we've got beetroot, because that's super powerful. And if you're like me, you don't have artichoke and beetroot with every meal. I've cooked artichoke once, not going to bother ever again. Bit of a waste of time that was for me personally. I know some people love it, but my lord. That's what I like about them. You're getting so much variety in your diet every day without even thinking. And then, of course, day to day, we just focus on doing what we can, right? Especially when you've got fussy kids, you think you're trying to poison them every time you serve them a courgette or a
My
sweet potato.
A big thing of beetroot from the shop looks disgusting.
Beetroot juice, yeah, it'd be like, I don't know, turning vampire overnight, right?
You want some beetroot juice with your breakfast?
No.
Well, exactly. That words to that effect. But then he's had it for a week in the fridge and there's not very much of it gone. So I said, would you want beetroot juice with your breakfast? He was like, no, I'm all right, thanks. I was like, you see, you don't like it here. Why don't you just have a fucking capsule?
Oh, funny. Right, guys, how are you getting on? Does anybody have questions? Just unmute yourselves if you want to ask a question. And of course, like, you know, wash your hands and everything, but then just get in there, cram it down. I've done what I always do and not left enough room. I've been doing this. I must have made up 500 salad jars, and I don't think I've ever got the quantities right. There is definitely something wrong with me and my guesstimations. They start off looking like there's so much room, and then I start panicking, and then I get cramming. You can use a rolling pin if you're really hygienic like Beth. Use the end of a rolling pin. If you're not and you're like me, just shove your hands in. They have been washed. But yeah.
If you were really fancy, you could use one of these cocktail muddler things to ram it down.
Oh yes, yeah. A cocktail thingy would work. Obviously you don't want to get too handsy with it once you've put your nice tomatoes in. I've done cherry tomatoes, which are a bit of a pain to chop, but so yummy, so much more flavor, I think. And of course they should be looking like a lovely rainbow now, because you've got, you know, all your colors layered up, and that's what's super cool about these. And then obviously make sure you take a photo at the end and tag us. Oh look, Debbie, that's looking fabulous. Okay, the very, very last thing you put in are your leaves. The leaves go right at the top, and then you sprinkle any herbs, any seeds on the top there. So the leaves are right at the top, so that basically when you come to eat it, take the lid off, tip it upside down, you've got all the leaves at the bottom, you've got all your salads on top, and then your dressing goes over the top of that. So what you've got in your jars is an upside down salad, essentially. So when you tip it out, so that's why you don't want to sort of make them at friends' houses and then roll them around in the car upside down, because then the dressing goes all over it and then it's not crunchy in a few days. But you will be surprised how good these taste by Wednesday, Thursday. And of course, like on the day you eat it, you can just ad lib a little bit. You can get some prawns, you can do some, well, on the reset we do dairy free, but you could put feta or something. You can do a poached egg or a hard-boiled egg on top. My go-to, because I'm a busy person and essentially lazy when it comes to lunch, I'll just do a big dollop of hummus on the top of mine. It's my go-to. I could probably live on a desert island on that for the rest of my life. I love it. So yeah, I just do hummus. got some leftover cucumber, which my dog's eyeing up. Does anybody else's dogs like random fruits and vegetables? My dog loves cucumber. Really strange.
Chloe, I'm finding it hard to get my head around the raw broccoli.
Oh, it's so yummy. Oh my God. So
I have never had raw broccoli. I was like, oh, should I be steaming this? Should I be,
It goes really nice and
does
like,
it?
yeah, because it soaks up all the stuff that's in it, and because you're putting the broccoli because it's hard, like towards the bottom,
Yeah.
dressing, it just soaks it up. You'll be surprised, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's little florets. Like you don't want like mega.
Yeah,
things.
no, I
Like,
cut them quite small.
yeah, like if we're just having like a movie night and we just want loads of snacks, I'll just do, carrot sticks. I'm a bit weird with my hummus. I'll do carrot sticks. Raw mushroom is amazing. Just scooping out the hummus, but then like raw courgette sticks instead of cucumber sticks. It's really good. So I'll do slices of courgette, broccoli heads, because actually broccoli has got, it's an amazing powerhouse of a vegetable. And of course, broccoli, when it's raw, does certain health things. And then when you steam it, cook it, it releases different enzymes and it creates different health benefits. So broccoli is one of the ones eaten raw or cooked does really amazing things in the body. But yeah, raw's great. I mean, you could cook it, but then it could go mushy. And
Yeah.
the thing of having it raw, and if you do it small, it's like little bite-sized pieces. Honestly, if you try it with a dip,
Yeah.
it's so tasty. Trust me.
Oh.
And if you don't like it, just push it to the side. But yeah, we do it with the cauliflower florets as well. If I do them at home and everybody comes, and I might do it for like 25 people, we do like whole bowlfuls of it, and it's really good. Like, yeah. So
Oh, I look forward to it.
you never know. You might be a convert.
Yeah.
How's it all going? So I'm just putting my leaves in at the top now. I am having to really crush it down. I've done what I always do and overfilled my jars. But it's amazing as well. The jars don't look huge. Like I know Kirsty's on the call. She did her Amazon delivery today, and they're about 500 ml. And they don't look huge, but when they're crammed in, you want to get as much air out as possible and just have them completely filled. But when they're full, they are, I mean, it's so filling. It's a proper big meal. You'll be surprised. Right. Lovely. Right, so I'm going to get my lids on now. So I'll hold up one. I've done. Okay, so I've got my blurred background on. Okay, so that's my one. So I've got the dressing, I've got the pulses, peas and sweet corn, carrot, red cabbage, raw broccoli, tomatoes, yellow peppers, green cucumber, and my salad leaves on the top, and a sprinkling of coriander. And that pretty much, guys, is it. It's really down to the layering. So some people ask like, oh, what if I wanted to put in like, so like Jeanette, I don't know if Jeanette's on the call tonight, but she uses pomegranate seeds. That's lovely. I'd put all those little bits at the end on the top. But if you wanted to add meat, fish, cheese, anything like that, I would do it on the day. I'd add your egg on the day, your chicken on the day, that sort of thing. Yeah, you want to play it safe on those ones. But yeah, any questions, guys? Because it's, look at that, 25 minutes. It's so quick, and I've obviously been gas bagging, so it doesn't have to take that long. Does anybody have questions they want to ask, or comments, or anything? Who we got on the call? Angela, Maria, Jenny, Kirsty, Jen, Claire, sorry. The tin pulses. Yeah, tin pulses are fine. Yeah, I gave mine a bit of a rinse, so I just drain them and rinse them. Obviously cook from scratch is ideal, but sometimes, cooking a kidney bean for 2.5 hours from scratch isn't always ideal. If you're doing 5 jars, it can take a while. So the drained ones are fine, and I would just, I wouldn't even bother cooking them either. I just would rinse them through and serve them. But then I know there's somebody on the call that struggles a little bit with digestion and, has some sort of inflammatory issues around digestion. So I said, or maybe just boil them slightly, just give them 5 minutes on the hob, just to kind of, tone them down a little bit. Because we do know that pulses can make you a little bit farty sometimes. So Debbie actually adds her dressing on the day. Well, there you go, Debbie. And actually what you could do is make up your jug of dressing like I've done, and that would last for the time. Just reading some of the other, yeah, cashews on top would be lovely. Yeah, cashews would be fine. Again, though, seeds work really well, like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. You can get a mixed bag and sprinkle them on. Cashews would be fine as long as the lettuce is quite dry, because I'd imagine a cashew could go maybe a little bit soggy. Maybe again, sprinkle them on the day. Sesame seeds are lovely. I think they were on the list. Yeah, that's it, guys. But please take photos and pop them in our, if you're on the Wellness Hub in the event group, please pop them in there or send them across to me. It'd be lovely to see your jars. I'm just wondering, any tips on making tofu nice? So yeah, I use the tofu from the supermarket, the one that's called Tofu or something. It's Toofoo. But I get the smoked one, and they do a really nice smoked one and a marinated one. It's kind of like Chinesey. It's really yummy. I don't get plain. Plain is like eating a sock. It's just not very exciting. But I actually, when I slice it up, I actually have it raw. It's so tasty. But you can fry it. I used to get my the smoked one, fry it with a little bit of olive oil, garlic granules, lemon juice, and it was really good. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, lemony, garlicky, really nice. So I like to fry mine just to give it a bit of texture, a bit more bite to it. Yeah, definitely give it a go, Janine. Good for the protein for sure. But yeah, tofu is definitely the best one, I think, taste-wise. A little bit more expensive, but really, really good. It's like squeaky cheese. It's like halloumi when you have it. Oh, my lovely. So Amy's got her jars there. Right, I'm going to see if I can get a photo, but it's a bit difficult on my phone. What I might do is run upstairs, guys, and get you on gallery view. I'm going to take 2 jars. Bear with, because I've got it on upstairs. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to run really fast like Superman. 1 second. I'm running. Give me a sec. I'm going to get a photo. Get your jars ready. I think I can hear everyone. Right, let me just go to gallery view, guys. Okay, right, I'm going to get a photo. I love that, Cheryl. You're holding yours up in true style. Right, get your jars up to the cameras then. Let's get a picky. Right, ready? I'm going to count you down. Right, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Amazing. Anybody else have any other questions at all? I think that was it, wasn't it?
Thanks, Chloe.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Just enjoy your lunch is done now for a whole week. Whoop, whoop. So just
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank
oh,
you.
my pleasure. Enjoy them, Kirsty. That's your first time, isn't it, darling?
My first time because I've been on the capsules now for a year. So to help with I've got a stomach condition, so I'm braving the salad jars this week. Because it's been a game changer, because without them I wouldn't be able to actually process most of those nutrients. So the belly is ready for trial.
I really hope, I really, yeah. I mean, let me know how it goes. I mean, this will be an absolute game changer in terms of if you can manage all this raw food. That will be first time ever, right? So
it will be. So we've not been in hospital for 2 years, so let's hope so. Hopefully on the
oh God. Okay, take it easy. Go in slow with it. Maybe don't do the whole jar on day 1.
Take care. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Lots of love. Thanks
very
everybody for
much.
coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving up your time.
Thank
Appreciate you. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.